أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان.
And which of the favours of your Lord do you deny? Surah Rahman asks me continuously, as I slowly begin to reflect, think, and consciously consider just how consistently my Lord showers His infinite grace upon each one of us that walks this plane, of how there is so much we have, so much available, and more to strive for and gain. It begins, the most beneficent, taught the Quran, created man, and the following ayah signifies that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is our first teacher, and upon the one each and every one of us relies. It states, and we taught him speech and intelligence, and what a gift and favour this indeed is, the way in which we can express ourselves, share tales, and comfort others, this is such a treasured gift that we take for granted and even misuse in times of anger or war. But if we take just a short time to stop and reflect, we would be left completely in awe. For just listen to toddlers and how they babble and mouth sounds like Baba, Mama, and yet within a few years they form full sentences and with mostly correct grammar. On which of the favours of your Lord do you deny? Surah Rahman asks me continuously as I read and read on earnestly.
الشمس والقمر بحسبان.
The sun and the moon move by precise calculation, and indeed this does fill the heart entirely with inspiration, as it can only be the Designer, the one who did create this entire creation, that can ensure such perfection in the sun, the moon, and their exact precision, so that the earth does receive both night and day in 24 hours, as the moon has incredible gravitational force and amazing powers. Without the moon, a day on Earth would only last 6 to 12 hours, so there would be more than 1,000 days in one year. Also, did you know that as we turn our starry eyes towards the moon and gaze, it affects the tide due to its gravitational pull, influencing its movement and pace? And which of the favours of your Lord do you deny? Surah Rahman asks me continuously, as my mind is curious, eyes awaiting the next verse, heart listening inquisitively.
خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار.
He created man from clay, like that of pottery, it is stated in Ayah 14, and this does make me think of the clay rotating and rotating between the potter's wheel and the hands of the potter, round and round its fashion and form, the parable of which is this outer shell in which our soul is encased, our temporary home. For God is Al-Musawwir, the fashioner of shapes, and just a look around at the variety of shapes, colours, forms that spread across the globe, there is no scarcity of differences, not in shape, colour, skin, language, religion, and so. It is indeed as God said. He created this kaleidoscope of variation so we may know. We may know one another, learn from one another, and focus on our unity, the one thing that unites us, our humanity, and then, only then, can we say that we have truly won. And which of the favours of your Lord do you deny? Surah Rahman asks me continuously, as I read and read on persistently.
يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان وله الجوار المنشآت في البحر كالأعلام.
And to him belong the ships like with sails elevated in the sea like mountains, and in this verse does indeed cause emotion to burst within like a fountain, though it makes me consider so much more than a sailor on a ship out at sea, but rather this life, at all of us, on this incredible journey of self-discovery. The only light that beckons from ashore is His light, which makes the storms ease, as we remain steadfast, patient, enjoy the journey, and aim to only please the One, the Almighty, who equipped our ships with all that we need, as no soul will be burdened more than the capacity it has. Therefore, dear travellers, sailors, and family, know that no matter the storm or breeze, verily after every hardship comes ease. Verily after every hardship comes ease. And which of the favours of your Lord do you deny? Surah Rahman asks me continuously, as my heart yearns to read and read incessantly.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان كل من عليها فان
Everyone upon the earth will perish. My eyes flicker, dim, and then fill with hope. This is the promise of my Lord, and indeed He fulfills all promises, so I can cope. I can cope with the storms, rough seas, and I can also ensure that I make the most of this brief journey, so that I can be sure that I set sail with my compass pointing straight, and I smile, as surely they can only last for a very short while. The soul within was not made to stay here, nor was it the plan, and we shall be raised again by He who first created man. And then, all at once, my eyes pass over the following ayah, and my heart is assured that my Lord is ever watchful, ever knowing, and once again my heart overflowed.
ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام.
And there will remain the face of your Lord, owner of majesty and honour, while I think that there could be no greater destination for any soul, any sailor. I mean, why? Why would the sailor set sail for anywhere but here, when it is all made so apparent and so very clear? And no, the light at the shore that calls us endlessly has made a promise, and so it is in that direction that we must rush towards, hold hands, and go. And which of the favours of your Lord do you deny? Surah Rahman asks me continuously, as I feel refreshed, in awe, and read on, listening to its sincerity.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يسأله من في السماوات والأرض كل يوم هو في شأن.
Whoever is within the heavens and the earth asks him. Every day he is bringing about a matter. And this does make me stop and pause, for just think of the mass array scatter, of all those varied tongues, creeds, faiths, customs, and ways, and the countless manner in which each one prays and prays. For there are those prayers that are in accordance with religious guidance, and every one knows what to recite, how to sit, bow, and stand. There are blessings in the unison when they gather together and prostrate, but then there are those who walked through a completely different gate. They may not even have words, nor somewhere to turn, but their hearts ask none the less. It might be a silent prayer, a look to the sky, a desperate sigh, or a final wish with a last breath. By virtue of who He is and who He introduces Himself as, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, it is clear that every single prayer is heard and listened to by Allah. As for Him, there is no barrier. Allah is As-Sami, the all-hearing, and He is in such a way that it is as though the world was completely quiet and our voice, our prayer, was a clear echo that resounds throughout all space, and He is attentive to each servant's call, whereas we can be right next to one another and not pay attention at all. Therefore, we must wrap our hearts in resolve, and know that when we ask, the prayer might be answered with delay, or we have another task. The task to accept that it might not be what is within our decree. We may ask for something that isn't good for us, so rely upon Him entirely.
آلاء ربكما تكذبان سنفرغ لكم أيها الثقلان.
We will attend to you, all prominent beings. It is promised in Ayah 31. How humbling How heartbreaking, in fact, that the one from whom we sometimes run in chase for this world of dust disguised as glitter does in fact give us more regard than that for which we have taken to be everything, and ourselves we even discard. How incredible that He who is the honour and majesty refers to us in such a way when He Himself fashioned us out of clay. My eyes go on and on throughout the surah, and I feel I need to reform. Sabrani ya nafsi, for He is our Lord, and this is not our home. This is not our home.
فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا لا تنفذون إلا بسلطان